Hey, how's it going? The future of AAA gaming. I think it's cooked. Because look, I looked at the Video Game Awards and all the contenders of the Video Game Awards are from like Asia, with the exception of an indie game, which was Balatro. And this is from a country that created the idea of spreading your culture through entertainment, the soft power of your culture through entertainment. And now other countries are perfecting this. Like there should be some level of pride behind this, but no one wants to care. So goddamn, and this is why. Well, this is part of the reason why I started this channel, right? But another part is this idea that the products you consume is a moral indicator on your character, which I find retarded. Like, that is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. People who think this way have no idea how human beings actually think, but they think they do because of their ideology says they do. But if you'll talk to anyone in the street, they'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So yeah, future AAA games is cooked. Let's give it a watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to talk about Video Game Donkeys, videos about video games universe, phase 18. Today I'm breaking down my entire plan for next year's videos. I want to be completely transparent with you guys next year. No surprises, I want no twists, no curveballs, no saying this is Black Myth Wukong and then playing the far superior Black Ops 6. Little Donkey Bro Army, I have seen the future of AAA gaming, and it is mostly games where you hit people with a sword, and Nintendo Switch 2.
I got huge leaks and huge news on Nintendo Switch 2.
Trust me, bros.
And it is supposed to release in late 2022, early 2023.
Ask and you shall receive. Nobody asked me to play Soul Edge for PS1, but that is what you will receive anyway as the first video in January, because I like Soul Calibur. And then we're going to be wrapping things up for the big January reveal of the Switch 2.
Nintendo has already started preparing the mass production for the next-gen Switch, which will be launched in 2021.
Now, will it actually be the Switch 2? I don't think so. I think it'll be the Switch, but because the Steam Deck is actually a legitimately good idea. I mean, it's effectively a handheld computer. Like, that's amazing. And I feel like the Switch, if the Switch 2 is a thing, that would be like, if it's effectively a computer in your hands, you can play games from Steam and all that in your hands. I feel like that would be a good product. Will it beat the Steam Deck? I don't know. But I still think it would be awesome.
So, yeah, just a few months, essentially.
All of this stuff that went around in December was just wrong.
I've heard from very trusted sources that Switch 2 is going to be revealed in January, from big time, like the guy on Reddit said it.
There is actually a verified Reddit mod, which...
So the Nintendo Switch 2 leaks have gotten pretty insane.
they actually have the Y and X buttons reversed from how Nintendo has them.
Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be a PlayStation 2 level event in gaming. The second this thing gets announced, I am throwing my PS5 Pro directly out the window.
Is this Nintendo Switch 2?
Yes.
Over on Twitter, there was a tweet
that proves everything. The launch lineup for this thing is going to be pure insanity. New Elden Ring, that's a day one launch title. Witcher 4, that's a day one launch title with 4 times as many bugs as Cyberpunk.
There's a ton of third-party support in the pipeline.
Get ready to play modern AAA offerings on your Nintendo Switch system.
And a lot of different games from major studios are essentially just sitting and waiting to port their games to the next generation Nintendo console.
So there you have it. Bloodborne is a day one launch title for Switch 2. It's going to be 60 FPS, 5K.
And here is the logo. It's essentially...
I don't why. I think people are just... I think this is manufactured hype. And I'm loving it. Like, look, the Switch is technically an inferior console, but they actually have exclusives, right? They actually have the one thing why you would buy a console, and that's exclusives. Like, what exclusives do PlayStation? Okay, maybe PlayStation have a couple that aren't on Steam also, but they'll eventually hit Steam, and people have emulators. So what the fuck?
Nintendo Switch with the Switch logo, but there's a 2 next to the logo.
Which confirms everything that I've been saying. Everything about Switch 2 is going to be 2 themed. Mario Odyssey 2, that's coming day 1. Pikmin 4 2, that's day 1. F-Zero, no, F1. But wait, there's more. Donkey Kong's Big Banana Extravaganza, an all-new 3D Donkey Kong platform made by the Mario Odyssey team. They made 2 games, and they're both coming out day 1. That's been confirmed.
So I'll put both images up on screen for you guys right now.
That's the wheel from Mario Kart 9. That's day 1 confirmed.
There was a person on Reddit who...
When a person on Reddit said it, it's gotta be true. Either all this is right, or it's gonna be like 1-2 Switch and Funky Barn. January 17th, we're playing Dynasty Warriors Origin.
They need to stop making these games. I'm sorry. There's like 15 fucking Dynasty Warriors games, and they're just reskins of each other. Now, there's a lot of Dynasty Warrior clones. One of them is probably one of my top 10 games, 99 Nights 2. They need to stop making these games. This genre needs to stop. They can't keep getting away with this.
You play as a woman hitting people with a sword, which is what I love so much about video games. Finally, we're going to learn the origins of Dynasty Warriors. And did you know that the first one was actually a one-on-one fighting game?
Yep.
Just like Soul.
I knew that. I fucking knew it was. I looked at this. I was like, wait, I didn't even know this was Dynasty Warriors at first. I was like, I don't believe this. I think because when things get popular, you have these poo-poo doo-doo knockoffs that spring from it, and I thought that's what this was. Some cheap poo-poo doo-doo knockoff that a company smacked together in the hopes that it would sell. But if this is true, I mean, I believe it, but...
Edge. January 23rd, of course, we're going to be playing Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles Remastered.
Oh,
this
God.
game came from a different era in gaming where every game wasn't sword fighting. Only some of them were. Very brave of George to do this back then today. January 28th, of course, we're going to be playing Eternal Strands. This is the second Strand type game where you are a woman hitting a tree with a sword. I love all the games that this reminds me of, so let's all play Eternal Strands on the beach with Norman Reach. February 4th, of course, we're going to be playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I love games like Skyrim where you're hitting everybody with a sword and dragons.
The first one was so fucking buggy, I couldn't progress because I had the bug where this guy is eternally tracking me through the entire fucking game world. And he just keeps being like talking to me. And I'd exit out, he'd talk to me again. And I'd exit out, he'd talk to me again. Like, I actually cannot progress in that. I don't know if anything changed from me, uninstalling and reinstalling. All I know is that game was kind of buggy and I kind of fell off.
Are flying everywhere. Dragon Age didn't have any dragons in the part I played, so February 14th, of course, we got to be playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, where you are a woman hitting people with a ninja sword.
Oh,
I'm really
God,
gonna be
this
focusing
game.
on the quality of the shadows in this game and, how they stack up to the shadows from Shadow Generations. February 18th, of course, I'm going to have to be doing a video for Avowed. Definitely getting big Skyrim, hitting people with a sword type of vibes off this one. I love sword.
Isn't this one the one with the developer that's saying, oh, I'm glad to have black people replace my job? You know, those types of people that like to prove they're the most empathetic in the room, but they do this because they know their job isn't actually in any risk. They just speak the speech. Yeah, and didn't Obsidian make this? I don't know. Or yeah, the guy worked from us at Obsidian. Yeah, not looking good.
Fighting to be in every game every time, and it's just like Skyrim, and it makes you wonder why they don't do a Skyrim 2, which is coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 on day 1 confirmed.
What the fuck type of game is this?
Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. In this game, you play as a Japanese gangster who becomes a pirate.
I'm sorry. What the fuck?
Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. In
Oh, okay.
this game, you play as a Japanese gangster who becomes a pirate captain that can create clones of himself, and then he sails to Hawaii and teams up with a giant boxing monkey. It does have sword fighting, but I feel like it has too much stuff that isn't sword fighting for this game to be successful next year. February 20th.
Hey, looks better than Skull and Bones. That's all.
Of course we're gonna have to play Monster Hunter Wilds. This is a very innovative game where you can choose to be a woman or a man and then hit monsters with a sword. I don't think they've done sword fighting in a game for a while, so it's gonna keep things pretty fresh like Skyrim. In March, we're definitely playing South of Midnight where you play as a woman, you're hitting monsters with a sword. It's exactly the right kind of game. This Switch 2 hit shelves, boom, we get Witcher 4. You're a woman hitting witches with a sword, but you gotta use the golden sword for aquatic monsters, I believe. Onimusha, I love it. We're hitting with a sword. Ninjas are involved. The guy from Onimusha 3 is involved. Ghost of Yoti looks phenomenal. We're doing ninjas for a change and hitting with a sword, kind of like Skyrim. Then I'm going to play Skyrim for the first time. I've never played it yet. I've heard great things. To me, it sounds a lot like Skyrim. Then Fable is coming out. You're the woman from Fable 3 with a sword, hitting people with it. It's what we love to see. Then we got Black Myth Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers from the Butt of a Swan. It's a woman-based game with swords like Bloodborne and Sekiro, kind of got that ninja flavoring to it that we love to see. Phantom
Okay, well this game actually looks cool, right? I like this aesthetic. Looks Souls-likey.
ninja flavoring to it that we love to see. Phantom Blade Zero, you are a woman ninja hitting people with a sword. Project the Perceiver, this looks really interesting. You play as a woman ninja with a sword. You're hitting people with the damn thing. It's such an original premise where winds meet. You're a man ninja. Yeah. And you're hitting people with a sword like Onimusha. And then I'm thinking we're going to close out this year strong with Intergalactic. This is the new game from Naughty Dog, which is one of the best studios. We're talking Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter, Uncharted, Last of Us, I swear.
Yeah, all the games that were made by Amy Hennig. But hey, I mean, Neil Druckmann inherited it, so everyone's acting like he has these achievements. And then there's this.
Every time Naughty Dog steps up to the plate, they hit a home run. But for some reason, I started getting this bad feeling when I was watching this trailer. You know, we have a woman character, okay, probably a ninja, but why are we in a spaceship talking to people like Starfield? And I started thinking, I don't know, man. Maybe gamers were right.
Yeah, and the thing I have a problem with is they're having like this banter like they're 13-year-old girls, but they're grown-ass adults. It's like, well, what is this? I mean, are they friends? Okay, this is not how, adults talk.
Maybe Naughty Dog is losing that magic touch. But
ever since...
then she pulls out a big-ass Skyrim sword and...
Oh my god. I need to watch more of his video. Subscribe. Oh god. And like. But yeah, he is one. I have nothing wrong. He's correct. Man with gun walks, a woman with sword can run. Oh my god. It's always the top comments that end up being the titles of my videos. The guy playing Switch 2 logo with the Switch logo. but now there's a 2 next to the logo. Made me shed a tear. Incredible wordsmith. I can't believe AAA batteries have come so far. Oh, God. I can imagine these games would create a new tag on Steam called A Woman with a Sword. Oh, God, they would. That'd be interesting. Like, you have the first-person shooters, so why not have first-woman sworders? That sounds sexual in a way. Never forget Witcher 4, they gave you 2 swords. That's like 2 games in one right there. Oh, God, it does mean that. Trusted Reddit mod confirmed a leak of Video Game Donkey 2 is coming out in the first half of 2025. I'm so hyped. As soon as Rockstar confirms swords for GTA 6, it is so over for all these other games where you hit people with swords. Actually, in Saints Row, wasn't there like a dildo bat? Wasn't there also a dildo bat in San Andreas? I mean, they're swords, but not sharp. Did Donkey honestly forget about Silk Song? It contains everything. You play as a woman and use a sword to hit stuff. Yeah, okay. This is I'm starting to see the trope. I thought the hitting people with a sword was just going to be an extended meme, but holy shit. That is a ton of big sword fighting games. Like, everything's trying to be Final Fantasy, only they're not the type of swords and shit Cloud would use, like that big old fucking oversized sword that you'd use in Elden Ring. You either die by the sword or live long enough to become a woman. Oh, God. Now I want to... Man with gun walks as woman. Nah. Donkey was never the same after Animal Well was snubbed at the Game Awards. Yeah. Fuck them. Why the fuck they gotta do that? But anyway, that's all I gotta say about this. Hey, interesting video. Interesting things. Peace.